Another witness from Amber Heard's side is getting flanked after she testified about the alleged effect of Adam Waldman's statements on Amber's career.
And you've never spoken with Sean Bailey about this, right?
No.
Or anyone at Disney?
I actually put a call into somebody at Disney and they didn't want to talk on the record.
All right, you called somebody at Disney and they didn't want to talk to you.
No, again, as I said, studios don't want to talk about their stars, whether they want to preserve a relationship that may or may not be used in the future.
Fans are pointing out how the entertainment consultant Amber's team called in was explaining things all over the place and using metaphors that don't describe anything about the point she wanted to establish, such that even Johnny looked totally done while listening. A lot also noticed how she would jump from one point to another, and honestly, it was like listening to a broken taken loop. So, what did this entertainment consultant have to say about the decline of Amber's career, and how did Johnny react? Let's find out. Kathy Arnold took the witness stand on Heard's behalf to testify about how Amber lost $50 million after Waldman. Johnny's former lawyer called her accusation against her ex-husband false and nothing but a hoax. However, Wayne Dennison, Depp's lawyer, believed nothing of that and started demolishing her allegations and successfully cornered her numerous times. The first of the many slip-ups she made was when she claimed that Amber lost a lot of potential movies and advertisements because of Waldman's statement.
And they had done an article about her participation in this TV show, The Stand, the Stephen King novel related TV show, and they were going to give her the cover picture and cover story, and they took that away. I don't know if the article existed, but they certainly took away the cover picture and the cover story.
Take note that she also testified during her direct examination that Johnny cannot sue Heard for damages for Pirate 6 because the film was not yet in production at the time of the incident.
Mr. Depp is claiming that he's lost money on Pirate 6, but Pirate 6 hasn't even been made yet, nor is there even a script that has been what we call greenlit, moved towards production. So I don't know how you lose something that hasn't happened. So I think that's what you...
Is it she basically contradicting her previous testimony? When asked what the short time frame between Waldman's statements and Amber's decline in popularity meant for each other, this is what the entertainment consultant had to say.
Well, again, it was a close time frame. The negative statements were a much closer time frame to the press and publicity around Aquaman and The Stand than the UK case, which was months later. So, again, I will look at the defamatory statements as kind of the igniting force, and it was promoted and kind of more oxygen was put on the fire when the UK case came out. So it kind of became a snowball effect of the match was lit and it kept getting stronger and stronger.
Right, but Ms.
Take note of how she started using metaphors by comparing the Waldman statement to the igniting force that started the fire. Make sure to keep that in mind and let's proceed. She also narrated how Amber's op-ed didn't have any impact whatsoever with Johnny's exclusion from Pirate 6. Look at how Depp reacts while listening.
That people, or that nobody seemed to notice the op-ed until Mr. Depp filed suit. Now, that was on March 1, 2019. Do you recall?
Yes, that's when the lawsuit was filed.
And why do you say that they didn't notice until then?
Because the op-ed piece, for most people in the industry, kind of came and went without much fanfare or much conversation. It was much more about I don't think very many people even know it was written until the allegations were made by Mr. Depp in the lawsuit. It kind of came in and out of the radar very quickly, if anybody even saw it at all.
All right.
Doesn't look impressed as he. Depp's team continued to rally points for their client's case after they once again made Amber's witness agree to their argument. Arnold testified in the cross-examination that based on her opinion, Waldman's statement against Amber should also be used against Johnny simply because Waldman is his lawyer. However, Johnny's team debunked that statement by pointing out that Arnold had no idea whether Johnny knew about the statements made by his lawyer.
You don't have any knowledge whether Mr. Depp knew of the statements that Mr. Waldman made, do you?
Only with association with Mr. Waldman, correct.
You don't know when the first time Mr. Depp learned about those statements?
I don't know.
Depp's lawyer continued his line of questioning to debunk Arnold's claims that the Waldman statement started all the negativity in Amber's career. When asked how the alleged time frame she mentioned worked, here's what she said.
About a 5-year time window.
A 5-year time window from 2020 to the 2 years that we're at now, plus the 3 years moving forward, is what I talked about in terms of the time frame that it would take someone who's been under this much duress to kind of rehabilitate their career. That's when we talked about the 5 years.
Right, that's when you talk.
The metaphor of fire was once again used after Johnny's lawyer pointed out how Waldman's statement shouldn't be blamed for all the bad things that happened to Amber's career merely because of the time frame between the statements, and Heard losing her movie offers and campaigns is pretty close. Here's how the entertainment consultant justified her claim.
Everything that happens thereafter is fair game for damages?
Well, it's like a fire. If one tree burns and then more air or wind is added to it, then the next tree burns and the whole forest burns. But if that first fire hadn't started with the one tree, there would have been no loss of acreage. So you can look at it with that same analogy.
Only for Johnny's lawyer to corner her once again.
Trees burn one at a time, don't they, ma'am?
You know, I'm not a firefighter. I'm not going to go there with you. But obviously we know that a single match can cause thousands of acres to burn. So we can leave it at that.
I think I went there with you.
Isn't it ironic that she said she's not a firefighter after she confidently explained how trees burned just seconds before? Johnny's lawyer made one last good point to top off his cross-examination by emphasizing that in actuality, Waldman's statement wasn't even used in the negative publicity the consultant was talking about. Depp's team used the defecating in the marital bed articles as an example, which isn't part of Waldman's statement but still caused a lot of damage to how the general public views Amber.
That story, you're going to ask me for a causal link between that poop story and her demise of her career. I can't. No, I'm not going to do that, nor can I.
You couldn't do it?
Can I make it? No, I can't.
Right. And you can't.
The same goes for the negative hashtag in relation to Amber's name.
Amber Heard is an abuser. That's not in the Waldman statement, is it?
The fact that she was called a hoax can be related to Amber Heard as the abuser, but no, those words were not used, correct?
Right. And we just don't like Amber. That's not in the Waldman statement.
Correct.
Right. And Amber Turd is not in the Waldman statement.
Correct.
Right. None of those things are.
Many fans could not help but comment on Arnold's testimony. This fan wrote, she contradicted herself saying Johnny couldn't sue for losses over pirates because the contract hadn't been written, but is then showing Amber's losses for future potential contracts. LOL, I can't cope with her witnesses. Another said the Adam Waldman statement was not the reason for Amber's decline, saying, Amber's work stopped because she's been exposed as an assaulter. She ruined the last Pirate of the Caribbean film for Johnny. Well, how about you? Were you able to grasp Amber's witnesses' testimony, or did Johnny's lawyer destroy her credibility? Let us know in the comments below.